Hey guys, and welcome back to Storytime with Twinks. I'm Mason, and I'm Madison, and today we'll be reading The Car Washing Street by Denise Lewis Patrick. Pictures by John Lord. Okay, so today I'm going to start off by reading the back. It's the hottest day of the year, and something special is happening on Matthew's block. What will happen when neighbors, cars, and water all come together? This is Matthew. It's Saturday morning, and the city's already sticky and hot. On the street where Matthew lives, something interesting is about to happen. So, this is the street where Matthew lives. The place. Matthew awakens to a clink, clink, clink. Then he hears water splishing and splashing. When he runs to his window, he sees Mr. Henry Hamilton coming out of his house with a big bucket, a brush, and a bunch of old rags. It's Matthew, and he's excited. Just wake up. Daddy, Matthew yells, hurry, it's car washing time. Matthew's mom and daddy don't have a car, but Matthew loves watching his neighbors wash and rinse and polish theirs. They wash cars all year round, and Matthew is right there every week, watching. He's bouncing on his dad, trying to get him to wake up. He's so excited for car washing. Daddy pours glasses of ice-cold orange juice. As Matthew and Daddy step out the door, they can already hear Junior Boy Taylor's big radio. Junior Boy bounces out of his apartment building. He's got his radio in one hand and a bright green hose and some big yellow sponges in the other. See the dude coming out of the house. Junior Boy is the one in purple. That's Matthew and his dad. Matthew and his daddy sit on the steps in the sun. All along the street, people are washing their cars. Mr. Henry Hamilton already has his car soaked up. Junior Boy is still trying to find a good radio station. Across the street, Miss Kennedy is wiping her big pink Cadillac with a little pink towel. Mr. and Mrs. Rodriguez and the Rodriguez kids are throwing water onto their station wagon. So everybody's washing their car here. See the soaked up car, the pink one, the Rodriguez kids, and him trying to find music. The block is filled with music and water and happy sounds. Eddie Rodriguez spins a shiny hubcap onto the sidewalk. Mr. Henry shakes the dust out of his big fuzzy dice. But as the sun gets hotter and hotter, the people get quieter and quieter. Maybe we should get out of the heat, Daddy says to Matthew. No, Daddy. Can't we sit just a bit longer? So, it's Matthew and his dad. Mom's sitting. They're sitting on the porch step, I guess. The apartment step. And they're watching people. Just then, Junior Boy's hose wiggles right out of his hands. It flips and flops on the street. Suddenly, Mr. Henry Hamilton's fishing hat is dripping with water. Hey! Mr. Henry shouts. Mr. H, I didn't mean it, says Junior Boy. Mr. Henry snatches up his bucket. With one swing of his arm, he splashes water back out toward Junior Boy. Junior Boy ducks. And then like a water fight up here. The water flies clear across the street onto Eddie Rodriguez. Sorry, yells Mr. Henry Hamilton, but it's too late. Eddie puts his hand over the fire hydrant and shoots a waterfall way up into the air. Woo! Matthew squeals as the cold water rolls down his face. So it's Eddie Rodriguez, and he has his hand on the fire hydrant. Water fight! Junior boy laughs, stashing his radio under the front seat of the car. Daddy, quick! Let's get our hose! Matthew shouts. Daddy jumps into the courtyard and pulls out their hose from the cellar door. Oh, it's Matthew and his dad running with the hose during the water fight. Quick as snap, everyone joins in the fun. Matthew moonwalks under the waterfall. Eddie and Nilda and Georgie Rodriguez start a slippery conga line. Even Mrs. Kennedy hikes up her skirt and prances like a ballet dancer. In a little while, everyone is soggy and soaked and cool. So everyone's having fun in the water, hanging out, having a good time. People begin to laugh and talk all at once. Junior boy turns his radio back on. Look! Matthew points down the street. Miss Emma's coming, pushing her cart with its big rumpled umbrella. See everybody talking. Ices, she sings. I've got coconut, grape, and strawberry ices. She stops right in front of Matthew's house. The neighbors gather around and crunch into the ices as they dry their faces and arms. Everyone's gathering around the cart, eating the ices. Matthew and his mom and daddy sit on the steps. The Rodriguezes come over and sit down too. You know, begins Mr. Henry Hamilton, every time we set out to watch these cars, something wild happens, Junior boy finishes. I was sitting on Matthew's steps talking. Matthew laughs and says, that's why I like living on the car washing street. That's Matthew. And then the Rodriguez kids. I think that's Eddie. And that was the car washing street. The end. Hope you enjoyed. And the next time we'll be reading The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. Enjoy. Bye. Bye.